We are heating up, baby. 4-0 sweep, 11-3 run, and it's Dinger Tuesday. Let's talk some baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and you see this smile on my face. Finally, the 4-0 sweep, and we are absolutely heating up. 11-3 run in the last 14. It's a great way to start the week, but let's keep it rolling. And it's Dinger Tuesday, baby. You know what that means. It's the Dinger Tuesday contest. $20 to the winner. Done it 3 weeks in a row now. This is the fourth. Let's pull up those winners. There they are. The first three winners, who is going to join them and be a Jabbo Dinger Tuesday contest winner this week. So here are the rules if you're new. Leave your home run bet. Just one player who's going to hit a home run with the odds and sportsbook you found it. You have to leave all that in order to be eligible. If we have a tie, or if more than one guy hits a home run, we go by the odds. Plus 400 beats plus 300, et cetera, et cetera. If we have a tie in the odds on different players, then it's the longest home run hit. If we have a tie with the same player but different odds, we're counting that as a tie. Just so you know, we're not going to or kind of make someone hurt just because they found the wrong odds on a wrong sportsbook. If it is the same player. So, anyways, if we do have a tie like that, we'll go to a Wednesday showdown if we need to. But you get the drill. You know how this works. Leave your home run dinger winner. We had quite a bit actually last week. We just Eloy Jimenez took it. I think it's plus 750. It was a pretty big one. So, anyways. Make sure to leave that. So reminder, check out that NBA Best Bets video. The NBA playoffs are absolutely heating up. We got teams facing elimination pretty much every night right now. So in the MLB, how about a huge 16-game slate? That's right, the normal 15 games and then an extra one because we have a doubleheader with the Cardinals and the Detroit Tigers for getting canceled yesterday. So let's get right into it. And of course, that means a baseball fun fact. Here we go. It is Stan Musial. You may know him. He is a stud. He was a stud, obviously. Retired with 3,630 hits. He had 1,815 of those hits at home and 1,815 of those hits on the road, exactly even. And here's a little bonus. He may not even be the best MLB player born on November 21st in Donora, Pennsylvania. That's right, because my favorite player of all time, the GOAT, Ken Griffey Jr., was also born on November 21st in Donora, Pennsylvania. Just a little bonus there. So anyways, that's the fun fact for you today. But in this video, we're going to recap yesterday, and then we're going to go all over all that research help. We got the good hitter matchups, the good pitcher strikeout matchups, the huge pitcher report for this 16-game slate, and then, of course, we finish it with the best bets and the bets recap. So hit that like button, leave a comment below like you guys have been doing, and if you are new, hit that subscribe button. Join this awesome community. We are on our way to 24,000 subscribers. Just absolutely insane. So let's get right into it. And it starts with the recap. There it is. The 4 beautiful green check marks. Max Fried of the Braves, over 17.5 outs recorded. How about I one-up you and say he threw a no-hitter through 6 innings. His pitch count got up, though. I can't believe we were actually sweating this, but he was in the 90s in the 6th inning. He had some long at-bats with some guys. So it doesn't matter. He got it done. Thank you, Mariners. Terrible offense for helping out with that. D-backs, Phillies team total over 3.5. Phillies got it in like the 6th inning. D-backs got it in the 5th inning. That was a beautiful win. Alt lines. I don't know if they ended over. We're recording before those games actually ended, but those are winners. And then this one, it's a win, but it's a small win because Mark Canha did not play. That game got postponed. Alec Baum, first at bat, gets a hit. 13 or 14 game hitting streak now. He is just on an absolute tear as we speak. And then Jameson Taillon over 16.5 outs recorded. It is right up there with the Max Fried win when he went in complete game. This was unbelievable. 56 pitches it took him to get 17 outs. That is absolutely mind-boggling. It's like Max Fried against the Marlins when we bet him. So anyways, it's a great day. We have a lot of days ahead of us, so we got to enjoy this, but then it's back to the grind. So 4-0 sweep. We are finally digging out of that hole, almost back to even now. Man, I knew this hot streak was coming, and hopefully we can continue it because baseball can humble you very quickly. So that's the bets recap, and now it's time to talk some good hitter matchups. All right, if you are someone who likes to see some hitter matchups, today is your day. We have 15 good hitter matchups. I am not going to go over all these, but there are some good ones. Bryce Harper over there on the right. How about 6 for 10 with all 6 hits being extra base hits and 3 bombs off of Tyler Anderson. Aaron Judge, how about 4 for 10 off of Dean Kramer, and 3 of those 4 hits were all bombs as well. We just have a lot of guys that are just absolutely on fire against some of their matchups. Giancarlo Stanton, 5 for 14. JT Realmuto, 4 for 13. Trey Turner. You're going to see quite a bit of Phillies up here against Tyler Anderson. And then you got some Pirates players. My goodness, against Alex Wood. Let's see. You got 1, 2, 3 over there on the left. Brian Reynolds, 8 for 17 off of him. Michael Taylor, 8 for 18. Connor Joe, 7 for 15. So on and so on. So, actually, there's another one. Brian Hayes, 5 for 9 with 3 extra base hits over there as well. So, anyways, hopefully this will help you get a ton of winners if you like to do hitter parlays, over bases, whatever it is you guys like to do. And just a reminder, extra base hits means anything more than a single, pretty much double, triple, or home run. So those are the hitter matchups for April 30th. And now let's talk some arms. All right, we got 3 good pitcher strikeout matchups for you today, and as you can tell, I keep adding more notes. I'm trying to give you as much info as possible so you can make your decision on if you want to bet a K-prop or not. But the first one, Jack Flaherty versus the Cardinals. This is game 1 of the doubleheader because it got canceled yesterday. But the Cardinals are the 12th highest K percentage versus righties this year, 23.5%. Cardinals are also Jack Flaherty's old team. Take that for what it is. Flaherty, 36 Ks and 29.1 innings this year. Been a good strikeout pitcher. And here's a note. He has had good strikeout matchups all season long. All 5 starts have been against the 14 highest K teams. So it's been nice. And there it is right there. The White Sox struck out 7, Oakland 5, Minnesota 8, Minnesota 10, and the Rays 6 strikeouts. So he's got good matchups. And here's another decent one with the Cardinals. So that's the first one. Second one kind of surprised me because the Texas Rangers, that's right, the World Series champs, are the 6th highest K percentage versus lefties this year, now going up against Mackenzie Gore. The Rangers 26.2% K rate against lefties. And then Gore, 31 Ks in 26 innings this year. In the last 2 weeks, no team in the MLB has struck out more against lefties than the Texas Rangers, 29.5%. Gore has only faced 2 other teams in the top 7 of the highest K rate versus lefties this year, and that's what he did. Faced the Pirates, had 6 Ks, and that was the first start of the year, and the Oakland A's, and he had 11 Ks. So those are the first 2 matchups. Let's go check out page 2 now of this. And then Spencer Turnbull. I can't believe I'm putting him on K props or K matchups, but I kind of have to. He's playing the Angels. Angels 6th highest K percentage versus righties this year, right at 25%. And then Turnbull somehow 30 Ks in 27 innings, so he's been pretty good. He's faced 3 other teams in the top 10 highest K rated teams, as you can see there. Losing my voice. The Reds, the White Sox, and then the Reds again. 7, 6, and 8 strikeouts. So that is all the info for the good pitcher strikeout matchups. And now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, here is page 1 and the first 8 matchups of today. We got some interesting ones. No pitcher yet for the Tigers in game 2. That's why you see it. Game 1 up there, Gibson versus Flaherty, like we talked about. Gibson is a guy who just does not miss many bats, especially at this point of his career. 6.37 expected ERA, but who has been throwing well? How about nasty Nestor Cortez, the lefty? His K rate's actually about average, which is surprising to me. But 2.96 expected ERA, getting weak contact, 7.7 hits per 9 inning. He's looked good, and he is the better pitcher in that matchup, that's for sure. Dean Kramer, 5.5 expected ERA. I've never been a big Dean Kramer fan. Sixto Sanchez, the once heralded top prospect, does not throw as hard anymore, does not miss many bats, but I think he had an under 2.5 Ks prop in his last start, which was nuts. But anyways, as you can see, 12.8% K rate. But the pitching matchup of the day in this page got to be Cole Reagans, the lefty, versus Jose Barrios. Barrios is due for some negative regression. Hard not to be when you have a 1.23 ERA, but 4.1 expected ERA, still not missing a ton of bats, 19.4% K rate. But Reagans does miss bats, as obviously, as you guys know. So Asad and Manaev had pretty good years as well. Logan Webb's always solid. And then other than that, Soroka, the man who just knows how to find barrels, 7.16 expected ERA. I do not expect him to make it through the entire season. But anyways, on the bottom, those are all the averages and all the different categories for you guys that like to bet walks, Ks, all that, so you guys have an idea where they stand. So take a screenshot. That is page 1. Let's go check out the next 8 matchups. All right, these are the last 8 matchups we got here, and Mr. Freddie Peralta, the guy who knows how to strike out some guys, 33.3% K rate. Mackenzie Gore been pretty solid, 3.12 ERA this year, 28.7% K rate. We talked about that matchup already. Then the veteran Carlos Carrasco Tabasco he's getting the job done. He's okay. Doesn't miss a lot of bats, just kind of blah. Hunter Brown, I've dogged him before, and he blew a bet for me when I faded him, but he has not been good this year. And then Turnbull, we already talked about. And then down there, Alex Wood. There's some Pirates hitters that hit him, and Alex Wood has not been very good. 6.5 ERA, 6.5 expected ERA, below average K rate, above or below average walk rate, and giving up 13.5 hits per 9 innings. But we got a pretty good matchup down there in Seattle again. How about Reynaldo Lopez versus Luis Castillo? Lopez has been dynamite. 0.72 ERA, 2.36 expected ERA. It's just been unreal. He is having his breakout season right now, only giving up 5 hits per 9 innings. And then Luis Castillo struggled to start the year, but he's still missing bats. Even when he struggles a little bit, he's missing bats, getting his ERA back down there. But that should be a good matchup again down there in Seattle. So, anyways, those are the last matchups, and that is the entire pitcher report for Tuesday, April 30th. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, this segment of the show is brought to you by our sponsor, Better Bet. That's BTR Bet, the best place to find, track, analyze, and share your bets. Click that link below in the description and go check that out. Bet number 1 is a hitter parlay. That's right, we're going back to it again. Give me Alec Baum and Ryan Jeffers, 1+ hit each at plus 108 on DraftKings. Let's talk about Mr. Alec Baum. Now, he already cashed for us yesterday. We talked about it a little bit, but it wasn't in the video. This is a heat check. This is a Baum heat check. That's all it is. He's on an absolute heater. 13-game hitting streak, 9 for his last 17. And get this, he has 2+ hits in 7 of his last 8. So maybe you just want to take a little sprinkle on his 2+ hits. I get that. He also has 2+ bases in 8 of his last 9 games. It's just been unbelievable. He's not doing this by just going 1 for 4, 1 for 5 every game. He is just unbelievable right now. Hitting 365 on the season. And by the way, yesterday he got his hit on the first pitch he ever saw with the bases loaded, by the way. Splits, Alec Baum hitting 371 versus lefties. He is facing a lefty in Tyler Anderson, and 362 versus righties this year. So if you just go off that, it doesn't matter. And now, lefty Tyler Anderson. His ERA looks great, 1.78. This is like a 35-year-old veteran. He's not a 1.78 ERA guy at all. And you can see it. His expected ERA is 4.15. He's not a guy that misses bats. He has a 17.2% K rate. Absolutely atrocious. And just like I said, that's way below average on missing bats. So give me Baum to stay hot and get another hit here. If Baum's going to make contact 4 or 5 times, and I think they can hit him pretty well, so he could get that 5th at bat. But either way, I think Baum gets another hit, extends that hitting streak. Second one, Ryan Jeffers, 1+ hit. How about that? We're going with a little bit lesser name guy, but he's been quietly playing well for the Minnesota Twinkies this year. He is hitting 305 this season. He just had a 7-game hitting streak broken yesterday. He is 9 for his last 23, hitting the ball really well. He's been hitting leadoff for the Twins, which could mean that extra at bat, obviously. And you know what? It could be 5 at bats for him because they are facing Michael Soroka, everybody's favorite pitcher to fade. He has given up 9.9 hits per game. This is a guy, remember, we took his under like 3.5 or 4.5 Ks earlier this year because he has a little league K rate of 9.8%. It is so incredibly bad. His ERA and expected ERA are both around 7. He is, what am I trying to say? He is the opposite of good. I'll just say that. Because when I really bash a player, they usually dominate. So I'm just going to say that. So we're going to ride another hot bat here. The leadoff hitter for the Twinkies. Give me Alec Baum. Give me Ryan Jeffers to each get a hit at plus money as my first best bet. All right, before we get into our next best bet, we got to talk to you about this promotion. We've talked about it before. If you have not signed up yet and you're in an eligible state, you got to take advantage of it. You can have 2 promotions with Bet365. First bet safety net up to $1,000. All you got to do is place your first cash bet up to $1,000. If the bet loses, you will have that wager refunded in bonus bets. Or take the bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets. You place a $5 bet and get $150 in bonus bets no matter what happens with that bet. So those are 2 great promotions. And how do you get it? Go to the description below. Find the link for Bet365. Click on it. Go sign up. And you can pick a promotion, get that bankroll going, and get off to a good start. So, of course, you must be 21 years or older to gamble. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, back to the bets. All right, this second one takes us out to the desert. We got the D-backs hosting the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers moneyline -112, D-backs moneyline -108 with a total in this game of 9.5 runs. By the way, I believe we hit that over if you tailed it at the lean in this game in the first game. But my best bet, give me Jordan Montgomery, the lefty for the Diamondbacks, over 15.5 outs recorded at -130 on DraftKings. Now, it is never fun to tail a pitcher facing the Los Angeles Dodgers. I get that. I just think the number is too low. If you don't know Jordan Montgomery, he is an absolute stud. He just is. He's a solid pitcher. He has been for a few years now. He got a late start this year due to Scott Boras contract negotiations, and I think he ditched Scott Boras, also, I mentioned earlier. But he picked up right where he left off when he started. He threw 87 pitches in his last start, which was only his second start. That's good to see because that means he is getting stretched out. I expect him to throw 90 plus pitches here. He helped the Rangers win a title last year. If you don't know that, by the way, he was a good pitcher. So I went back to last year. Since we only have 2 games this year, went back to last year. How'd he do? How about going over this line in 25 of 32 starts? Now, this season, he's already over in 2 of 2, and that was on a pitch count, guys. He went 6 innings and 7 innings in those 2 starts. One start, he had less than 80 pitches, and he went 6 innings. And the last start, he went 7 innings for 87 pitches. He is a guy who relies on command, which is great. He's going to get a lot of weak contact. He's going to pound the strike zone, which is what you want to see in quick at-bats. We talked about it, Max Fried and people like that. And here's a stat that's absolutely mind-boggling to me. The Dodgers faced a lefty twice. His name is Patrick freaking Corbin. I don't think that's his name, but he beat me. I'm not gonna lie. I faded him and he beat me when he faced the Dodgers. He's faced him twice and he went over this lineup both times. He's a lefty, just comparing. But if Patrick freaking Corbin can go over this line twice versus the Dodgers, Jordan Montgomery is a 10 times better pitcher. That's not how it works. I get that. Better pitcher doesn't mean it's a guarantee, but this line I think is just too low. We're getting a discount because it is the Dodgers, of course. And don't count the lefty last night. Tommy Henry is awful. He really is. I mean, first of all, he has 2 first names, and he just sucks. He's just not a good pitcher. We talked about that. That's why we took the over in that one as a lean. But Jordan Montgomery is a solid pitcher. He really is. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes 6 full innings yet again here. We only need 16 outs, which means we only need 1 out in the 6th inning to cash this. So give me Monty over 15.5 outs as my second best bet. And now let's talk some leans because I'm not going to force a ton of bets here at midnight. Again, it's been working for us with those added plays. Wait until all the props come out, and then I'll put it in the pinned comments. But here's some leans that may make the card tomorrow. This doesn't mean I've actually bet them yet, but here we go. Royals money line. Some of you guys like to have me or have asked me what one of my favorite money lines for every day is. Royals money line is right up there, and it's a value play, not just beating. I think they're the most guaranteed to win, but obviously you're comparing with the odds and stuff. But it's Jose Barrios versus Cole Reagans. We just saw this same matchup in their last start. The Royals won 2-1. It was a low-scoring game. We talked about Barrios. I have no idea how to say it, but he's due for negative regression, guys. He has like a 4-something expected ERA of over 1 right now. Both lineups get to see the same starting pitcher, so it's hard to say who has the advantage. Pitcher lineup, we'll see who makes the adjustments. But in a matchup where, the Blue Jays offense is not as good as we all thought it was going to be. It's been a couple years now, so we know what they are. They're an above average lineup. Nothing special though. This Royals lineup is not much different. I'm going to be honest with you. They've been hitting the ball well also. So, I mean, in a game where you're going to give me Cole Reagans at plus money, I like the Royals here for the value play at the money line. So, second one, Spencer Turnbull over 5.5 Ks. We talked about this one earlier. He was on the pitcher strikeout matchups. The Angels strike out the 6th highest, in case you didn't get that or you fast forward or whatever. 25% clip. He has 6+ Ks in all other matchups against top 10 highest K rate teams. So he's faced 3 other ones like we talked about, had 7, 6, and 8. And I saw 5.5. I'm pondering it, but I haven't pulled the trigger yet. So Reynaldo Lopez, the third one, over 16.5 outs recorded, rinse and repeat, a pitcher against the Seattle Mariners. Lopez has been absolutely incredible this season. He's one of the biggest surprises of the year, probably that no one's talking about. He's gone over this outs recorded line in every single start. 7, 6, 6, and 6. That's right. He has pitched 6+ innings in every single start. Why wouldn't he do that here against the Mariners? And to be honest, he doesn't need it because 16.5 means you actually only need 2 outs in the 6. He doesn't even have to go the full 6. We just saw Max Fried no-hit the Seattle Mariners through 6 innings. Mariners against righties are top 10 in batting, not top 10. They are bottom 10 in batting average, bottom 10 in OBP, which is on-base percentage. They're just not a very good lineup. We know that. I just don't see why this line at least isn't 17.5. He's already gone over this, like I said, in every single start. He's been awesome. So Reynaldo Lopez over 16.5 outs recorded to make it 5 straight would be my third lean. All right, that's what we got. That's a lot of baseball talk. 2 best bets, 3 leans for now, added plays in the pinned comments on X and on Discord. Let's get out of here, and that goes to the bets recap. All right, here are the 2 best bets so far. Alec Baum and Ryan Jeffers, 1+ hit each at plus 108. And then Jordan Montgomery of the D-backs, over 15.5 outs recorded at minus 130, taking on the mighty Dodgers. If you just fast forward to this, I also talked about 3 leans. but the added plays, you know where they are going to be. So thank you guys for watching. It is nice to have a little 11-3 run to get back on track. I knew we were due for a hot streak, but I'm not satisfied because baseball can make you go 0-5 in one day and turn it all around. But I'm going to stay to the grind, and let's see if we can get some winners. But I hope you guys all have a great Tuesday. Be sure to check out that NBA video, and we'll talk to you soon.